Hello, this is Nadine from iHeart Gardening and welcome to a video about different types of grow lights. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because this spring when I was doing my seed starts, I ran into some disappointments. All these grow lights that you see here I have used for the past couple of years, and then this year some of them decided just not to work for me. And so I think what the issue is I bought cheap things off of Amazon. So I'm going to show you the pros and cons of these different types of grow lights that I've bought, and I will make a recommendation about which one I think is the best. I have different types of grow lights here. I have some that are tabletop, some that clamp onto a table, some that hang from shelving, and another one that sits on the floor in a tripod. That's this one down there. And actually, I really liked the floor tripod one. It worked really well for me when I was bringing in planters, either when I'm hardening off at the beginning of spring or I'm trying to avoid frost in the fall and just not ready to clean out pots. Sometimes I'll bring them in and out of the garage. So the floor one worked well for me until it didn't work anymore, and I'll show you all about that. For the table clamp ones, I have two different kinds, and that is based on the mechanism in which they clamp onto the table. This one here clamps on with an adjustable screw, so it can fit different sizes of table thickness and it's not going to damage your table. There's a mechanism here to do that adjustment. And of the two that I have, this is the one that I would recommend for a type of mechanism that goes onto the table. I do have another one that clamps onto furniture, but unfortunately I do not have a piece of furniture small enough to go inside of this squeeze clamp. Also, I have found at any time I have tried to put it on anything, it has scratched. So I would recommend avoiding this type of attachment, and it's actually really hard to squeeze as well. I did not like this one at all, but the lights are still working on it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. This one here, even though I like the table clamp style, the lights on it are a little bit too low power for me, and the adjustment, like the adjustment arms are good on it, so you can move it around to lower it, higher it if your plants are growing, but unfortunately they didn't cover a big enough area. They couldn't cover the length of a full tray of seedlings. This one here is the Sun Blaster, and this is the style that hangs from shelving. I have hung them to wire racks using S-hooks, and this is the one that I would recommend. It has lasted the longest. It is still working for me. The light that it produces is good. The plants grow well under it. You can connect more than one together. You see how I've got them connected in there, and then you only need to have one cord that gets plugged into the wall. The one thing that is missing from the Sun Blaster is that it only has an off and on switch. It doesn't have a timer. I like to have a timer for my grow lights. I usually put it on about 12 hours a day for my plants. So I have to plug into a timer like this if there's no timer on the cord. This is the table that I use for my seed starts. It's a 4-foot folding table. I put it in front of my south-facing living room window, and then I add the grow lights to supplement. Because in the spring, our light here is just not strong enough in the springtime. Like if I'm starting in March, the light is still too low. Plus I have triple pane windows, so the amount of light coming in is a lot less than if you just had a double pane window. Plus it has the glazing on it for UV. So I need to supplement with grow lights when I'm seed starting indoors. This year, I ended up having to use this other tabletop one, the one where I have the 3 plants in it, and this one actually worked good. I would recommend this one. It only had a simple on-off switch, so I needed to use a timer with this one as well. And the other thing is it's kind of small. I was very limited in what I could put in there, like maybe a couple of 6-packs of seedlings and that's it, but it did work. As an alternative, I could have potentially used my AeroGarden, just taking the bowl out for the water. It does have a built-in timer. It does have good grow lights. Again, the only issue with the AeroGarden is it's small. You might get 1 6-pack of seedlings in there. Next, I am going to show you the setup that I have on my wire shelving with the sunblasters, but I have to go down to the garage for that because I have plants hardening off in there. Here we are in the garage. Unfortunately, it's a cold, windy May long weekend day, so the plants are inside. I've got my peppers and tomatoes growing there that I've started from seed. I've got them on a wire rack that when the weather is nice, I just open up the garage door and wheel the whole rack outside and put the brakes on and it stays outside. And then easy enough to wheel them back in for the night. I've got the Sunblaster lights. They're 36-inch on a 36-inch wide shelving unit. I like the versatility of this system because I can have these grow lights inside in the plant room. I have a wire shelving unit there as well, not on wheels, so it stays up there. And then when it comes time to harden off, these grow lights are easily portable and easy to hook up because they just hook on with an S hook. Again, these only have the on-off switch. They don't have a timer, so I have the plug-in plugged into the wall with a timer. You can see that the light coming from the sunblasters is quite bright and it's quite good. I forgot to mention that all of these lights are LED lights, and I would recommend getting the ones that have the different color spectrum. The one on the left, you can see, doesn't have it. It's not that bright white light. It almost looks more like a reading lamp kind of light. And I also wanted to explain to you what I meant by some of these not working anymore. So the one on the left that is lit, it does work. The part of it that's not working is the timer function. So these grow lights come with a timer function built right into the cord. So the on-off works. Unfortunately, the timer button wasn't working anymore. You can adjust the amount of light. So I will hang on to this one and continue to use this one. But I want to show you the most disappointing one, and that's the floor light. Now, this is the one I said I liked it for being a floor light. It also has the timer built right into the cord. But unfortunately, that's what happens when I try to turn it on. The light's just not staying on, and I don't know how to fix it. So I don't know, that one might end up in the garbage, which is unfortunate. So I hope that was helpful for you when you're shopping for grow lights. I think this is a you get what you paid for kind of scenario. Maybe the cheap Chinese things on Amazon are not the best. And I would recommend the brand name Sunblasters. Happy growing. See you in the next one.